Floyd Mayweather has just reacted to Mike Tyson's medical emergency urging him to cancel his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. According to his representatives, Mike Tyson experienced a medical issue while on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles this past Sunday. Initially, specifics about the incident were sparse, including whether Tyson was taken off the aircraft, which had already been delayed by 2 hours in Miami. In Touch Weekly first reported the incident, describing it as an apparent medical scare. A source told Mara Mike had some kind of medical emergency on the plane and paramedics boarded. Before the paramedics arrived, the flight issued an announcement asking for a doctor. The message even came on everyone's screens. The source mentioned Mike Tyson was seated in first class while they were in an exit row, and the stewardess was very talkative. They were asked to remain on the plane upon landing so that paramedics could board. The stewardess implied that the passenger in question was very important, and they wanted to ensure his well-being. The source added, "He was in first class, but we were in an exit row, and the stewardess was very chatty. They asked us to stay on the plane and landed so paramedics could enter." She said something like, "He's a really important passenger, so we want to make sure he's okay." And I knew it was him, but I just mouthed the words Mike Tyson, and she nodded her head yes. Tyson's representatives informed the Post that the flight was delayed due to an air conditioning problem, dismissing any speculation about a medical emergency involving Tyson. Tyson's team swiftly addressed the situation, dispelling any confusion by explaining that Tyson experienced an ulcer flare-up just as the flight was preparing to touch down. They'd assured everyone that Tyson is in good spirits and all is well. Nevertheless, there are always those ready to exploit any circumstance. They said, "Thankfully, Mr. Tyson is doing great. He became nauseous and dizzy due to an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing. He is appreciative to the medical staff that were there to help him." However, it's false reporting that his medical attention caused the flight delay. This 2-hour delay was due to air conditioning issues on the aircraft. Latest updates further reveal that Mike Tyson will be able to fight Jake Paul this summer. Concerns had already surfaced regarding Tyson's decision to fight at the age of 58, which will be his age when he steps into the ring in Texas this July. Nathan Howard, the development and operations director at the Concussion Legacy Foundation UK, has expressed worry that Tyson might be at risk of sustaining a brain injury. Health said boxing has an inherent risk of concussion, and then there's an increased risk of traumatic brain injury. We have seen Mike bleeds on the brain. I'm not saying there is any evidence that, as an older fighter, Mike would be at risk of that. However, we do know the impacts of subclinical concussions. Health added that blows causing damage to the brain, even those resulting in subconcussions, are just as important, even if they are not visible. This is particularly significant for someone like Mike Tyson, who has spent a long period in the sport. He added that exposure to head impacts is known to increase the risk of conditions like chronic traumatic and SIAP. He further added the first reported cases from boxing are from the 1930s, and we still see that in terms of boxing's risk to CT, and it's no secret that there is an element of neurodegeneration. There's no definitive idea of what the risks would be, but as someone who is 57, there's clearly going to be a rise risk in terms of that age profile of potentially having more of an impact for someone who's older. On the other hand, Jake Paul criticized rivals KSI and Dylan Dennis for posting old photos of Mike Tyson in a wheelchair after the boxing legend's medical emergency. KSI and Dennis, both of whom have long-standing rivalries with Paul, shared images of Tyson in a wheelchair. Despite the photos being 2 years old, the ex-heavyweight champion clarified that he was experiencing a sciatica flare-up at the time. Tyson told Newsmax, "At that time, I have sciatica every now, and then it flares up. When it flares up, I can't even talk. Thank God. It's the only health problem I have. I'm splendid now. Everybody in my house is truly blessed, and we're all very grateful for whatever we have." And Paul took to social media to repost a message from his promoter, which read, "KSI and Dylan Dennis are very similar people." They both posted a 2-year-old picture of Mike Tyson to mislead their audience, referring to Tyson's health. Mike Tyson is feeling great after an ulcer flare-up on a cross-country flight. Concerns about Tyson's health have been persistent as his upcoming fight with Paul approaches. Tyson's last appearance was in a lackluster exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. He is set to face Tyson in a professional bout consisting of 8 2-minute rounds, with the outcome being recorded on both fighters' official records. Tyson's most recent professional match ended with him retiring on his stool after the 5th round against Kevin McBride. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has jumped into the discourse by using the news as an opportunity. Garcia boldly asserts his readiness to replace Tyson If necessary, Garcia tweeted, "I want to fight Jake Paul for fun, even though he is my brother." Moreover, Garcia even shared his DM to Jake Paul on Instagram, where he told him, "If you are down to fight, and if Mike can't do it, let me know, and I will fill in." While Tyson already strikes fear to Paul, confronting Garcia, a boxer at the peak of his prowess, poses an even greater peril for Paul, particularly given the significant weight gap between them. "In any case, it won't take place," Paul replied to Garcia. Not long after the post was published, Paul said, "Everyone is trying to do everything they can to hurt this fight and attack me. You should know about that. Paul and Tyson's battle is still ongoing till further notice, but Garcia won't be taking over for them." Garcia may be merely focusing on the money. In another twist, Carl Pafar has claimed Mike Tyson is going to be restricted by his fight agreement with Jake Paul. He stated that he has heard Tyson might be penalized financially if he looks for an early knockout. Fraud told safe betting sites, "From what I'm hearing with the contracts, allegedly, he gets paid less if he wins in round 1 or if he gets a knockout. He gets paid even less. There are restrictions in his contract based on how he wins, given the enormous age and experience difference between the two fighters." FR has been very vocal about the battle and has stated it is a gimmick match. FR has publicly criticized the YouTuber and declared that he will come out of retirement to ruin the influencer's career. Talking about the fight contract, for it added, "I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I've read somewhere that there's a clause in his contract that means he's going to earn less money if he goes out there and destroys Jake Paul." Meanwhile, we know that Mike Tyson has also prepared Paul for their unexpected summer rendezvous by showcasing a number of intimidating training videos. After watching the video, Paul acknowledged that he was nervous, but he has bulked up to heavyweight in an effort to hurt Tyson with his own strength. Rafael Cordo, the boxing legend's trainer, has stated that he will try to end the show in the first verse. Cordo said, "I believe people don't have to be concerned. We're talking about a guy who was a 2-time champ. The guy didn't have 20 fights in 2 years. When he steps inside the ring, he knows what to do. It's not something new for Mike, and this fight is no different." Cordo stated that Mike Tyson would enter the ring with the same intent as his old self, aiming to knock Jake out from start to finish. He assured that Tyson would make contact with Jake, making it impossible for him to avoid being hit. He predicted a first-round knockout, emphasizing that this is how Mike Tyson fights. Moreover, amidst the doubt swirling about Tyson's age and fitness level, his latest training glimpses, and ominous warning to Jake Paul have sparked a resurgence of excitement for the impending bout, and the surprises don't end there. Mike Tyson keeps dialing up the heat, unveiling fresh training footage that set the boxing world abuzz. In this electrifying showcase, Tyson demonstrates his trademark striking prowess with stunning agility, undeniable power enough to give any challenger pause. Accompanying the video, Tyson posted a threatening caption on social media, writing, "Can't wait for this to be Jake." This menacing message emphasizes Tyson's will and focus as he gets ready for the battle, and sends a strong warning to Jake Paul. "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the one." The amalgamation of Tyson for boxingtraining snippets, his enigmatic social media updates, and his assertive remarks during interviews has intensified the fervor and eagerness surrounding the impending clash. With the showdown between Tyson and Paul looming closer, enthusiasts and analysts alike are poised on the edge of their seats, anticipating the unfolding drama and pondering whether Tyson can summon his past glory with a timeless display, or if Jake Paul will seize the moment and etch his name in history by triumphing over the iconic former heavyweight champion. It seems Jake Paul is starting to feel the jitters about going toe-to-toe with Tyson. According to a post from it, Paul has confessed to experiencing butterflies when viewing snippets of Mike Tyson in his element. It said Jake Paul has called Mike Tyson his toughest opponent to date, as he reveals. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.